Chapter 8, Finding Your Own Pace, Earth Person. Boy, this gets more and more fascinating the more I learn. What are you speaking of? Well, we started our last conversation talking about how this process of getting clear could be used to get rich. We never did finish that conversation, but in the meantime, I think I've learned the key to happiness. Really? Tell me about it. Well, look at it this way. Some people say happiness is a state of mind, but it's more than that. I think it's really a feeling, or more accurately, the absence of any bad feelings. So, so you've just shown me how I can get rid of all my bad feelings. I can turn off the tapes. Once I've done that, I'll have only good feelings left. I'll automatically be happy. That's very perceptive. You may actually have to turn on some good feelings after you've eliminated the bad ones, but you've got the general idea. I think it's fascinating. The only problem is that I should be picking this up faster than I am. I'm taking too long. Oh? Yes, we've been talking quite a while now, and I'm really not much further along than when I started. Can't we possibly speed things up? You were the one who stopped our last conversation. You felt you'd had enough. I know, I shouldn't have done that. Why not? I was just slowing myself down. At that rate, I'd take forever. What's the rush? I don't have forever. Have you always hurried so much? You know I have. You've been watching me. I wanted to know if you knew. What's the purpose of your hurrying? Look, it may be different for you, but Earth people don't live forever. If you want to live life to the fullest and get the most out of it, you've got to keep moving. Moving, I can understand. What I was wondering about was hurrying. What do you mean? Well, you've been hurrying for years, hustling around, always on the go, as if you're really trying to get someplace fast. It seems to me that all you've done is hurry yourself into the mess you're in now. For all your hurrying, you haven't gotten very far. Oof, you really know how to hurt someone, don't you? That's not my intent. I'm telling you what I see. Other people get much further without hurrying. Well, the reason I hurry so much is that I've got a lot of things to do. Things you have to do or things you want to do. Things I have to do. Life is not a bed of roses. Somebody's got to do these things. Who says? I say. And which part of a person says he has to do things? Hmm, that would be his parent. And which part of you was just speaking? Oh, my parent, I guess. You guess? Ugh. Okay, it was my parent. What was your parent saying? Hurry up. And why was it saying that? I don't know. It's always said that. What were you feeling when your parent was telling you to hurry? Anxious, uneasy, impatient. And what part of you was feeling anxious, uneasy, and impatient? My natural child. Oh, I'm not so sure. What makes you say that? Well, I'm not feeling guilty or scared or embarrassed or some other adapted child feeling. I just want to get on with this. And that's natural, isn't it? Which part of you was doing all the talking about hurrying? My parent, like I said before. And which child part of you pairs off with your parent? Well, it's usually my adapted child. It's always your adapted child. Oh, so you mean it was my adapted child that was feeling anxious and impatient? Yes. What was it all about? Hmm. Well, I can't say I really know. At least my adult can't figure it out. My parent has lots to say about it. My parent says that slow people are lazy. They waste time. They never get things accomplished. It also says I shouldn't be that way. Whenever I hear it say that, I start feeling anxious. I try to speed things up. What would happen if you stopped hurrying? I'd live longer. Oh? Yeah, this is a pretty stiff pace I keep up. So why not slow down? Well, I don't expect to live so long anyway. Everybody dies young in my family. You don't want to live a long life? Not particularly. I've seen lots of old people. They get senile and can't take care of themselves. I wouldn't want that to happen to me. Did your mother and father hurry a lot? Why do you ask? You must have learned to hurry somewhere. Well, my mother did. When did she die? Why do you want to know? You said that you'd live longer if you stopped hurrying. Since she never stopped hurrying, I was wondering when she died. She died when she was 55. Suppose you'd stopped hurrying before she died. Would she have liked that? She wouldn't have had anything to do with me. She didn't wait for people to catch up with her. She kept moving. And you stayed right with her. You bet I did. Even when you were a youngster? Right. And if you hadn't stayed with her, she'd have gone on without me. Would you have cared? Cared? What are you talking about? Of course I would have cared. I didn't want her to leave me. So you started hurrying in order to keep up with your mother, to avoid being left behind. Right. And you're still hurrying. Huh. Did you hear yourself just now? Yes, I did. It sounded strange. Like the only reason I'm hurrying is to keep up with my mother, who's been dead now for a number of years. That's right. That's weird. If this keeps up, I'll be needing a psychiatrist pretty soon. Okay, what I hear is that you geared the pace of your life to your mother's pace. It was her pace, not yours. It's almost as if her voice is still in your head as part of your parent, telling you to hurry up, and you're still complying. It made sense when you were young, and it doesn't now. Is there something really wrong with it? Your present pace is not a natural pace for you. It wasn't natural for your mother either, but that's not important now. Everybody has a pace in life that is comfortable for him. It is his pace, and it can't be altered comfortably to suit someone else. While I'm comfortable with my present pace, you said before that you felt anxious, uneasy, and impatient. Those are not comfortable feelings. Oh. Do people seem comfortable to you when they're anxious, uneasy, and impatient? Not particularly. I wonder why I seem comfortable. It's because your body has adapted. It's like smoking. When you inhale cigarette smoke with all kinds of impurities in it and say you enjoy it, after a while, your body adapts to the discomfort and you believe it's comfortable. So you're saying that my body has adapted to all this anxiousness and now I think it's comfortable, even though it really isn't? Exactly. Well, how in the world am I to know what's comfortable and what's not if my body can't tell the difference? This is what I was talking about earlier when I said you needed to learn more about what you feel. You can use your other perceptions. If you can't tell by feeling, try looking. See if you look comfortable. Oh, okay, I get you. I can look in the mirror or get a feel for my appearance, what I look like. Right. Now, at what age do you think you might die? Oh, around 55 or 60. What's that got to do with it? You don't have to die then, you know. What do you mean by that? I'm not planning to die then. That's just when I think I might die. You are planning to die then. That's ridiculous. What makes you say that? Your pace. What do you mean? You push yourself. Many people who push themselves die early. They hurry through life. You must have more to go on than just that. You also told me earlier that you live longer if you stopped hurrying. It's as if you expect to die early. The rationale you gave me was that people die young in your family. That's just a surface explanation. The real reason is that at some level, you know you can't maintain your pace forever. Are you saying people actually decide when they'll die? Yes. And barring accidents and other unforeseen catastrophes, they usually live just long enough to make their plan come true. Well, I know I don't want to live too long. I don't want to become old and senile. People don't hurry through life just to avoid senility. They do it to keep up with their mother or father or someone else in their early life. The decision to die early only helps them justify the pace. That's really crazy. Now I know I need a psychiatrist. You don't need a psychiatrist. You need a redecision. You knew the decision to hurry wasn't healthy for you when you made it as a youngster. But since you had little choice about making it, you decided to justify it to yourself by not caring if you lived a long life. You went around collecting limited data on how it wouldn't be as much fun to live long anyway. What do you mean, limited data? Many old people never become senile, and those who do may not become so until their 80s or 90s, or even later. You didn't look at all the old people around you. You looked only at a small group of them, those who would justify the decision you made. How can you tell the difference between the real reason a person does something and the false reason he uses to justify what he's already decided? The real reasons have to do with survival. A person doesn't decide against himself, against living a long time, feeling good, or being happy, unless it's to survive. And most of these survival situations occur when he's young, right? Yes. And they almost always involve the big people around him: his mother, father, grandparents, older brothers and sisters, and any others with power and influence over him. Well, since I need to make a redecision about the pace I use to run my life, how do I do it? Look at the implications. If you continue hurrying, you'll die early. You'll keep feeling anxious, uneasy, restless, and impatient instead of feeling comfortable, relaxed, and at ease. You'll have found the key to happiness, the knowledge about turning off your tapes, and never used it, all because you once made a decision to keep pace with your mother and decided never to change it. You can, if you want, keep pace with her right to your grave. Ooh, you make it sound pretty grim. It is. You'll also never get out of the mess you're in. You need time to think. You need personal space. And you can't get the time and space you need if you're always hurrying around. You're the only one who can give yourself the time and space you need. No one else can. You thought your mother took it away from you, but you can take it back for yourself. The choice is yours. You make my mother sound really bad. Mothers frequently don't know what they're doing. Neither do fathers. They mix the good with the bad. It isn't on purpose. It just happened that way. Well, if I decided to go ahead and do this, how do I go about it? Turn off the parent voice in your head, the voice that says, hurry up. Accept the fact that you don't need to hurry anymore. It's that simple? Yes, once you decide. Oh, well, okay. Let's just take our time going through the rest of this process. I don't need to hurry if you don't. I also don't need to follow my mother right to the grave. Okay, it's a deal. Comments. Suppose you found out you could decide how and when you die. Suppose you found out you could actually plan how long you'd live, up to a maximum of about 120 years. Would you be surprised? Would you be excited? Would you be interested in living that long? Well, unless we're killed by an accident or natural disaster, most of us do decide how long we'll live. We do it by making many smaller decisions about our pace, about the stress we put on ourselves, about how we eat and drink and exercise and smoke. Take a moment and ask yourself, if you had to take a guess, at what age do you think you might die? Most people have an age fairly close to the tip of their tongue, often with several reasons to substantiate it. Family history, actuarial tables, and heredity are the most common. These reasons, however, serve merely to justify their existing pace and lifestyle. If you look closely, you'll see that the age you've selected for yourself pretty much fits the way you're handling yourself, the treatment you're giving your body, and approximate time it takes human organs to break down under such treatment. Most of the independent decisions you've made towards determining when you'll die can be redecided. Those related to environmental stress, exercise, and general health habits are perhaps the most important. While this may not seem to be directly related to becoming rich and happy, another 10 or 20 healthy years tacked onto your life can give you much more room to enjoy your ultimate wealth and happiness. It can also give you a bit more time to get there. This chapter illustrates 4 basic elements present in many life decisions. They're present in all decisions involving adapted child feelings you might want to change. They are A, the decision itself. I've got to hurry up and keep up with mom. B, the parent driver. That is the parent voice in your head, which does the pushing or driving to implement the decision. Hurry up, hurry up. C, the adapted child feelings, anxiousness, uneasiness, and impatience. And D, the parent justifications used to support the decisions and feelings. I don't have forever. I want to live life to the fullest. I've got things to do. If you want to change how you feel, here's how to do it first. First, pinpoint the feelings you want to get rid of. Second, look for the driver and justifications. And third, decide how and when you'll give them up. The justifications are easiest to spot. You can usually hear them in ordinary conversation. The feelings may be harder to isolate because they're sometimes submerged, but since they're what you're trying to get rid of in the first place, you'll usually be able to recognize them with just a little effort. The parent driver may never be openly stated, as it was in this chapter, but it can often be inferred from the apparent purposefulness of your behavior. Are you hurrying? Are you dragging your heels? Are you trying to please people? Are you going around in circles? Are you resisting? The original decision itself may never be known, but it doesn't have to be known in order to change your feelings and behavior. It's just helpful to know at times. The parent driver is the one element not discussed in previous chapters. The driver is the voice in a person's head that drives him forward. It's very much like a justification, but it's stronger than most justifications, in a sense that even after the justifications are stripped away, the driver can still keep a person locked into its behavior. The driver is the mechanism we use to activate our life decisions. We have many such drivers. Some of the more common ones are shown below, along with a few questions to ask yourself to see if they apply to you. Hurry up. Do I always seem to be rushing around, trying to catch up, afraid to miss something? Be perfect. Do I feel bad when I fail at things or when I don't measure up? Do I have to do things precisely right? Am I so afraid to make mistakes that I only choose to do things that I know I can succeed at? Please me. Do I constantly seek other people's approval or acceptance? Do I feel uncertain or unsure by myself? Do I always try to please others before myself? Try hard. Do I place a lot of value on how much effort I put into things regardless of the results? Be strong. Do I always need to appear to have things under control? Do I need to tough things out? We adopt these drivers because we know of no other way to operate. In order to give them up, it's important to learn that other ways of operating have equal validity. A person with a be perfect driver needs to know that it's okay to make mistakes. In fact, it's essential. There's no better way to learn. A person with a hurry up driver needs to know that it's okay to take his time and that he'll get there more comfortably if he slows down and enjoys himself. A person with a please me driver needs to know that his worth doesn't depend on what others think of him and that he'll do better relying on himself. A person with a be strong driver needs to know that it's okay to feel and to be open. A person with a try hard driver needs to know that it's okay to finish things or to succeed at them. To be most effective, this information is best presented in the form of permissions that the person's parent presently does not give him, but needs to give him so that he can unlock the dysfunctional behavior patterns. Permission to make mistakes, to slow down, to depend on himself, to be open, and to succeed. When you're working on your own parent drivers, these will be the permissions you'll need to give yourself. No one else can do this for you.